Hello and welcome back to another episode about how boundaries are sexy and how they will make you magnetic. Welcome to the Love Holistic Living Podcast, your roadmap to heal and align mind, body, and soul and become intuitive through food, pleasure, and spirituality with your host and Italian friend, Sara. Welcome back to the podcast. Here is Sara with Love Holistic Living, your Italian friend and spiritual healer. Welcome. This topic is particularly dear to me because not only due to my personal journey, but also because the universe has been so kind to test me lately with boundaries, and it always tests you when it wants you to go to the next level. I just want you to understand that the universe is not conspiring against you, but because you are manifesting so much, I'm manifesting so much, the universe is like, okay, you want to become this person in order to get to this next level, whether it's your business or your love life or your family life, your personal life, your career life, the universe will send you tests so that you can up level. And boundaries is one of them. And I'm pretty sure that if you are here and you're interested in this topic, then you are probably a people pleaser, or you have been, and you're empathic, which means that you are a sensitive soul. So welcome to the tribe. And before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm so glad. I'm so honored that you're here. And if you missed our online healing experience last week, it was amazing. So many people have felt a big shift in their day-to-day life. I've received so many text messages, emails about how that experience was life-changing. And if you want to participate into the next one, we have one in October. This is specific to anyone who wants to activate the archetype of the High Priestess and the Warrior archetype. So just, if you don't understand what I am saying, we all have archetypes. We all have these energies within us that lead us in certain moments of the day or our life in order to continue to stay in our power. For example, the High Priestess is the archetype that will lead you when you need intuition, when you need guidance, right? The Warrior, if you are a survivor, then you've activated the Warrior archetype. Yet if you don't know, or you're not aware, then make sure that you check the link below and come on live so that you can understand how the archetypes plays a vital role in our daily life, get activated, and through guided meditations, exercises, you will be activating that High Priestess. So I'll explain everything in that live class. So make sure that you sign up. This is limited to a certain amount of women that really want to take themselves to the next level, their inner self to the next level, and again, to experience this activation. So I hope to see you there. All right, so moving on into the episode of Boundaries Are Sexy and how they will make you magnetic. I want you to understand, if you feel guilty for setting boundaries, you shouldn't be, and you should stop that right there, because when you don't have any boundaries, you actually look like someone who doesn't respect her or himself. You actually lack self-respect. So people may be mad at you when you start setting boundaries because they're not used to this version of yourself. So automatically, when you start saying no, then people are in your field. They're going to look at you like, are you joking? Are you crazy? Don't behave like that. I don't remember you being so mean. so bad, they're going to start shaming you, right? So I want you to understand that's about them because they're not used to this version of you being strong, being assertive, saying no when you mean no. That's not that you're a bad person. You become so magnetic. So at first, if you are 100% a people pleaser, which I was many years ago, then if you're at the beginning of this journey, going through this process, you're going to go through what I just told you, which means that there is going to be like a little bit of a bomb exploding because you're starting to say no, you're starting to implement these boundaries. People don't know this version of yourself, and they're going to start kind of picking at you. Not in a mean way. They're going to start questioning if that's the real you, if you're really changing, and they need to get adjusted. So allow for that adjustment to happen without getting triggered of why they don't understand why you're setting boundaries now. Like they don't literally know this version of you. So use a little bit of self-compassion. Don't get triggered and just tell them, hey, I, from now on, am really going to try to speak up. I'm going to put myself first, and I would really be appreciative if you could be supportive in my journey of setting boundaries. I have done this in my personal life and in my business life. I just want you to understand that it's okay to help. It's okay to give when 1, you want to give, 2, the energy feels right, and 3, you have the energy to give, because what I've learned the most is you cannot, and I repeat it, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And most people will be takers. I'm literally not going to sugarcoat this truth. People don't have boundaries, especially if they don't have boundaries, if they lack boundaries within themselves, because maybe they're also people pleaser. They're going to have a hard time understanding why you're starting to set boundaries, why you're not going to be able to help them. Okay. So that's one thing. That's to remove the guilt that you being you and you being in your energy alignment is actually the most magnetic energy you can be in. Now, number 2 is that boundaries make you super, super magnetic. And what I'm trying to say here is that if you're dating, if you're interested in growing your business, right, in both, then when you start setting boundaries, you are going to be taken more seriously into consideration. So just to give you an example about love and romance here, before I had no boundaries, and so I would always be attracting narcissists. I'm not kidding. So there was a lot of brain rewiring that I had to do in order to lift up, literally like raise my self-worth and understand who I was, all of that I now do in a program with clients. But what I'm trying to say, no boundaries attract either people pleasers or narcissists. Then I started my healing journey, postponed my healing journey, and I started setting really strong boundaries. And these men would come, and the more I would say no, the more they would try harder. It was like they were fired up by the fact that they couldn't get me. And I was like, what is going on? Like, this is so interesting because for so many years, I was with narcissists and I attracted narcissists. And now I'm strong. I have boundaries. I literally don't have time to hang out with them or to give them 3 hours of my time. I could give it 1 hour. And the more I would do that, the more they would chase me. So I want you to understand that, especially when you're dating, boundaries are really, really sexy. I'm going to say that again. When you're dating, and you can also think about being in a partnership, in a marriage. If you're trying to revamp your marriage, understand that boundaries are sexy. When you pull your energy back, which means that you start doing you. You stop waiting for the other person to come on a walk with you, to come on a hike with you. You stop waiting for that person to cook healthy meals. And you just become aligned with the version you want to become. Okay? You create this vortex of magnetism that is perceived beyond all times and dimensions. And I swear, if you do this, if you start taking care of yourself, if you start pampering yourself, if you're like, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go hiking, I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to out to dinner. If they don't want to come to dinner, then within a week, they will start looking at you and they will start craving you. They will start want to be with that person that is so into themselves. Okay, so take this to the T, what I'm telling you, because it is true. And you become more magnetic, okay? When you try to please the other person and you try to ask them, hey, what do you want to do? What is that? And I'm not saying compromise, okay? I'm not talking about compromises. I'm talking about being assertive, understand what you want. And what if you don't know what you want? What if you're like, well, I'm going to go out to dinner and I don't know if we're going to go back to their place or if I want to go to this movie. Make sure that you ground yourself and you have an idea of how the evening or the afternoon is going to go. And remember this, high quality women, they know their worth. They know the worth of their time. They know the worth of their presence. Being in the presence of you, it's a gift. When you can embody that, you become so powerful. You're actually entering the energy of being a goddess. So if you ever want to be worshipped, you've got to lean into all of this. We will do a series of activation of the goddess. So make sure that you start with the High Priestess. I will add the link below. Make sure that you join because this is a limited time series of activation. You can join us live and ask all the questions and get activated. Then we'll go into the goddess and then we'll go into the queen. So make sure that you join all the series that are coming up before the end of the year. All right. But one of the questions that I receive a lot is, okay, one is guilt. I have so much guilt. We've already taken care of that. Stop feeling guilty. It's not about you. It's about them. And third, when you say no, you enable them to grow. When I stop helping you, not because I don't want to help you, but because I want you to learn to pick yourself back up, then you become empowered. That's what I do with my clients. I'm like, I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'll be your guide because I do not encourage codependency. I'm like, you need to become so powerful and I'll walk you through the whole path together. But you can do that with the people you love most. Okay? You can do the same thing. When you say no, you enable them to figure it out a way to pull themselves out of the darkness, out of the anxiety, out of the depression, out of their codependency, out of whatever that's going on with them. And another question that I receive a lot is, how can I actually set boundaries? Like, people don't even know where to start because oftentimes our throat chakra has been blocked for many, many years. And I would recommend a clearing if you feel like your throat chakra has been blocked, but you don't know even where to start. And I tell people, okay, start by checking in with yourself. If it's a yes or a no, you've got to understand if someone is asking you, do you want a glass of wine? Is it a yes, I really want wine? Or is it a yes, so I please you? Okay. Or it's a no, I really would rather drink a beer. I'd rather drink sparkling water tonight. Okay. So understand truly if it's a yes or a no in your body. Okay. Then you start vocalizing and remember that nobody is after you to get you, and nothing bad, no punishment will come with that. But you have to be also prepared that some people might be shocked, and that is okay. So how to initiate the process? I'm going to give you some examples. For example, if someone is overstaying your kindness and hospitality, whether it's a family member, a sister, a brother, a friend, okay? You can kindly remind them, hey, I've been so happy and excited to have you here. But as I shared with you, I'm going to work on Monday and I need you to find a different accommodation, and our time is over right now. Our time is coming to an end. I actually work so much better when in my space. And again, it's not about you. It's totally about me. I'm just really sensitive to energies. That's actually what I say. I tell them the truth. I cannot work if someone is in my home. I have a very, very hard time. I cannot even work at a coffee shop because I'm that sensitive. Okay. Another example where you should practice, or you can practice, let's just say in your romantic relationship, okay? You always start with kindness, okay? Thank you for offering me that glass of wine. I'm actually going to go with a glass of sparkling water tonight. I really don't feel this tonight. Hey, but I'll be here partying with you. Or, hey, thank you for offering me this wine. Tonight I'm actually great with a light beer. Whatever that is. Make sure that you first act with kindness. 2, in your words, you let them know that it's not about them, it's about you. So most of the time people will be triggered because they think it's about them. So I tell them, it's literally not about you. I sleep better when I'm by myself. I have been sleeping by myself for many years now, and I can rest better, and I need the energy to then serve my clients in the morning. Okay, make sure that you start somewhere. In our past California retreat, this happened this past August, we had a whole session, a whole workshop about boundaries, and we practiced setting boundaries because the energy you say it with, the energy you say it with is as important as what you say. Okay. If you need to hear that again to make sure that you go back a little bit into the recording, because this is so important. I could be sitting here and be like, yeah, actually, I'm not okay with you being here for 2 weeks at my house, right? That is a very wobbly energy. And people who are predators, people who are more selfish than you, will read that in a heartbeat, and they will, I wouldn't say manipulate, even though manipulate you can happen, but they will just assert themselves more and be like, no, I'm coming for 2 weeks, right? So the energy which you say it with is as important as what you say. So make sure that you center your energy, and you might need to go to the bathroom. You might need to take a deep breath in before that call. And then with a stern voice, okay, with your energy being so aligned, so you can open your crown chakra and then let the golden energy from source traveling down through the body and exiting the sacrum so that it grounds it into earth. And then you say, I would love to see you, but I can only host you for 1 week. Do you hear how that was kind but assertive? And I want you to practice over and over and over in front of the mirror before you have that conversation. And then before having that conversation, you let it go so that over time, you will become this person. But make sure that you practice, and then you let it go. And then when the time comes to have a conversation, you take a deep breath and you say it naturally. And this was it for today about boundaries. So again, boundaries are sexy and they will make you more magnetic. Also, they will tell people that you do respect and honor yourself, and they will want to do the same to you. All right. A big ciao, and I'll see you in the next episode.